Hello crafty friends, my name's Alicia, but you can call me Crafty Al, and it is time for another oh so inspired collaboration hop. I hope you'll stick around to see who inspired me to create these 4 fun foiled Christmas cards. Welcome, or perhaps welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you're here today. Each month, I host the Oh So Inspired collaboration here on YouTube. It is when myself and a team of creative artists get together to be inspired by already created pieces. The main goal of this hop is to show you that no matter your style, your skill level, your medium, that you can always inspire and be inspired by others. This year, we are taking turns being inspired by fellow team members, and in just a minute, I'll tell you who that is for October. But before I do that, I want to tell you how the hop works. Like I mentioned, I am just one artist of many who are sharing today. So to see what everyone else has created, you can check out the playlist linked toward the top of the description box below, and I will also have it as an end card at the end of this video. I know that everybody would love for you to stop by, see what they created, and leave them some love in the comments. This month, we are being inspired by Carmen of the Choose Joy with Carmen YouTube channel. Make sure to check out the description box below for a link to her channel and to her Instagram account. Up on screen now is a look at the card that I found on Carmen's Instagram account that I am using as inspiration today. I will have this photo as well as her YouTube tutorial linked down in that description box if you want to go and find out more details. The first thing that jumped out to me about Carmen's card was that wavy area in the middle. Since I had already seen her YouTube tutorial, I knew that I had the same tool to make that happen. I will also be using some foliage elements, and instead of making a thank you card, I will be going with a Christmas theme. So far in today's process video, you have seen me die cut some vellum foliage, and for my sentiments, I use the All Together Occasions 3 stamp set from Tailored Expressions. I can stamp and heat emboss one stamp, and then I got lots of sentiments for cards. I will be making 4 cards today using a single piece of pattern paper, and this one I chose comes from Stampin' Up's Traditions of Christmas Designer Series paper pack. To get started on the cutting, I cut this piece into 3 strips that were 4 inches wide. Now, if you're in love with this pattern paper like I am, Carmen is a Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the US. So make sure to check out her channel for more inspiration on how you can order from her. Now I'm going to take 2 of those strips and cut each of them into 2 pieces that are 5 1/4 inches tall. Now there is a little bit of scrap left over at the bottom, and later on you'll see how I use that to help decorate the inside of the cards. Now I'm going to take that final strip and I'm going to flip it over to use the reverse side, and I'm going to cut it into 4 pieces that are 2 3/4 inches tall. And again, there is some scrap left over at the bottom to help you decorate your cards. Because there is some foiling on the pattern paper, for the mat of my wavy piece, I used some gold foil cardstock from my stash. You are going to want to cut 4 pieces that are 4 inches wide by 3 inches tall. And the reason I have it flipped upside down is just because sometimes it messes with my camera and lighting. And now here is the secret weapon for today's card, and that is this Vintage Creative Memories Wavy Trimmer. This is a tool that I will never get rid of. This trimmer has 2 wavy tracks. I will be using the one on the bottom for today's card, and what I'm going to do is always keep in mind where I align my paper when I cut it each time. And I know it's hard to see here on screen, but if you do have one of these tools, I align it with either the 1 1/2 inch mark at the top or the 4 mark right below that. I'm going to start by bringing in one of my pieces of patterned paper, and using the marks I just told you about, I'm going to slice a wavy edge on the right side. Now, instead of rotating it, what you're going to do is flip it over so you see the back side, line it up with that same mark, and then make your cut. And now you have your first piece of patterned paper with that fun wave. For the foiled piece, you're going to do the same thing, lining it up with the same marks and then flipping it over and cutting the second side. Now, because we cut the foiled piece at 3 inches instead of 2 3/4 inches, there's that nice even mat on the top and bottom. I cut the rest of those pieces in that same exact way, and while I'm working on some of that, I would like to know if you own this wavy trimmer. I know a lot of you do, so please let me know down in that comment section below. Now it's time to adhere those together, and to help do that, I did bring in my mini Scor-Buddy. This way, after I add my liquid glue to the back of the patterned paper piece, I can use that ledge at the bottom to help me align those left edges of both the patterned paper and the foil cardstock. You could use anything you had, like a trimmer with a ledge or a MISTI or other stamp positioner. I just find this makes it a lot easier, so you only have to worry about centering it left and right instead of doing that, as well as getting that left edge aligned. Once those were all adhered together, I kept out the Scor-Buddy and I brought in the background pattern paper pieces, and I'm going to use that same process to help me get my wavy piece aligned on the backer. Now you can definitely move this up or down as much as you want. I did try to stick with what I saw Carmen use on hers. And once again, I'm going to finish adding these until all 4 card fronts have one. For my card bases, I cut and scored 4 top folding ones out of white cardstock, and now I want to center my pattern paper pieces on the top. Now to do this, my favorite combination is my magnetic glass mat and my A7 ruler from Pear Blossom Press. One side of this has a 1/8 inch jig, so what I do is flip my ruler upside down, add a magnet to the top and bottom of the ruler, and now once I have the adhesive on the back of my pattern paper piece, I can slip the card base into the jig, and then because I'm using the 1/8 inch jig, I place my pattern paper right up against the plastic ruler and I have a nice even border. I have affiliate links to both of these handy helpers down in the description box below, and if you use my code, which is CALLMECRAFTYAL at Glassboard Studio, you can save 15%. Now it is time to add some focal points. I chose 4 of the sentiments that I stamped and heat embossed earlier, and I went ahead and put some foam dots on the back of those. I will also be using 3 of the vellum leaves or foliage pieces that I die cut on each of the card fronts. So I took some time to get those laid out with the sentiments, and when I thought I had good placement, I brought in a small piece of removable tape and temporarily tacked those leaves down. Now I can add some liquid glue to the back of the centers that I know will get covered up by the sentiment, and then I'm going to add that back down onto the pattern paper and put a magnet on it so it can dry for a little bit. Now while I do that, I did get out some gold glitter drip drops, and I'm going to place 3 around the vellum leaves, and this way I can add a dot of glue beneath where I'm going to put those, so it helps hold those vellum pieces down in place without necessarily seeing the adhesive behind it. While I work on getting those added, I would love to know, what is your favorite embellishment to use on your cards? Let me know down in that comment section below. I finished this card off by adding the sentiment, and now here are some close-up looks at all 4 of the finished cards. I hope you enjoyed seeing how I was inspired by Carmen to create this set of 4 foiled holiday cards. If you did, as always, a thumbs up is appreciated. Now don't forget to go visit the rest of the videos in the collab by using the playlist linked in the description box below or the end card here in just a few seconds. Until my next one, I hope you're all having a crafty day. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch all the way to the end of the video. I hope now you'll consider clicking on one of the videos or playlists I have linked above. And if you are interested in any of the products or tools I used in today's video, I do have some links in the description box below.